Dear children, let us continue the third part of the chapter in this class. And in this part, we are going to study the tricks taught by a little boy to the mice. What trick were taught? I think you all are ready with page number 70. Let us continue the chapter. The trick I was going to teach them today was tightrope walking. Now finally the boy got the secret place to give training to the mice, and now he started with his first trick. What was the first trick? Tightrope walking. Walking on the rope which is quite tight, the rope or the string. It is not all that difficult to train an intelligent mouse to be an expert tightrope walker, provided you know exactly how to go about it. If the trainer knows the proper way of teaching, it is not difficult for the mouse to learn how to walk on the tightrope. It depends on the trainer, one who is giving training. Okay, so if the trainer is training the mouse in a perfect manner, the intelligent mouse will learn it quickly. First, you must have a piece of string. What are the steps? How to teach this tight rope walking? First of all, a trainer must have a piece of string, a piece of rope. I had that and the boy was having that. Then you must have some good cake, something to attract the mouse. So, a fine currant cake is the favorite food of white mice. Currant is a dried food, the dried grapes, kishmish. So, currant cake is the favorite food of the white mice. They are dotty about it. They are very dotty. Dotty means very crazy about it. I had brought with me a rock cake which I had pocketed the day before. Then the boy brought with him a rock cake. What is rock cake? Rock cake is a small cake with rough surface resembling a rock. Is a small cake with rough surface and it looks like a rock. And he kept that into his pocket one day before. The day before he had pocketed. Pocketed means put into pocket. Now here's what you do. You stretch the string tight between your two hands, but you start by keeping it very short in the beginning. In the beginning you are supposed to hold the string tightly, but in a not so long, but a short rope you have, short string you have to hold in both the hands. You have to keep the string short, only about 3 inches. Maximum, the length of the string should be 3 inches. You put the mouse on your right hand and a little piece of cake on your left hand. Then what is the trick to follow? In the right hand there should be a rope and in the left hand there should be a little piece of cake. The mouse is therefore only 3 inches away from the cake. Now mouse is only 3 inches away from the cake. He can see it and he can smell it very easily. He can see the piece of cake and he can smell it. His whiskers twitch with excitement. Whiskers means very heavy growth of hair on his cheeks. Twitch means to pull. So his whiskers were pulled with excitement. He was very excited to go and eat the cake. He can almost reach the cake by leaning forward, but not quite. He can, it is short distance, only 3 inches. He can take almost, he can reach the cake by leaning forward, by bending forward. He can take the piece of cake, but not quite. But not quite means but not completely, but not fully he can. He only has to take 2 steps along the string to reach this tasty morsel. Tasty morsel means a tasty small piece of eatable. So, the mouse has to take just 2 steps to eat that tasty morsel. He ventures forward. Ventures means daring. He ventures forward, one paw on the string, then the other. Now, as he want to reach to the cake, the mouse want to reach to the cake, he just take 2 steps. Okay, first step and then the second step. He just gather his courage and start walking. If the mouse has a good sense of balance, and most of them do, he will get across easily. If the mouse is having a good balance, very easily can walk on the rope. I started with William, and this trick he started teaching to William. He walked the string without a moment's hesitation. William walked on the string without any hesitation. He walked on it. I let him have a quick nibble of the cake just to whet his appetite, and then he just allowed him to have one bite from that cake to whet his appetite. Whet means to increase. His appetite means his hunger. The boy allowed William to take one small bite to increase his hunger. Then I put him back on my right hand. Now, after that again he holded the mouse in his right hand. In the left hand there is a piece of cake. The mouse tried to walk, reached till the cake, took a small bite, and then again he was taken into his right hand. This time I lengthened the string. Now the second time, for the second practice, he increased the length of the string. I made it about 6 inches long. In the first practice, the length of the string was just 3 inches. Now, at the second time, the length was increased and it was about 6 inches. William knew what to do now. He was already knowing what to do now. He understood, the mouse understood, it understood that it has to walk on the rope and reach to the cake. With superb balance, he walked step by step along the string until he reached the cake. Now he had excellent balance, and with that balance he walked on the rope and reached the cake. He was rewarded with another nibble. Now this time again he was rewarded with another bite. Quite soon William was walking a 24 inches tight rope from one hand to the other to reach the cake. Now quite soon the William was able to walk 24 inches long string. On 24 inches long tight string he was able to walk. He was enjoying himself tremendously. Tremendously means very greatly. The mouse was enjoying it a lot. I was careful to hold the string near the carpet so that if he had loose balance, he wouldn't have far to fall. All the precautions, the boy was keeping all the precautions in his mind. So what he did, he just holded the string very close to the floor, to the carpet, so that in case the mouse will lose his balance, will not get much harm. But he never fell. The mouse was having excellent balance. He never fell down. William was obviously a natural acrobat, a great tightrope walking mouse. William was naturally, by nature, it was a great tightrope walking mouse. Acrobat means to perform difficult physical acts. Acrobat means to perform difficult physical acts, and he was a natural acrobat and a tightrope walking mouse. Now it was Mary's turn. Now William's practice was over and it was Mary's turn. I put William on the carpet beside me and rewarded him with some extra crumbs and a currant. Not this time. The boy put William on the carpet beside him, and then he rewarded him. He gave him some extra crumbs. Crumbs means piece of dry food, and some currants. Currants means, you know, that sweet dried grapes. Then I started going through the same routine all over again with Mary. And again the same routine he started with Mary. The same steps he started with Mary. My blinding ambition, you see, my dream of dreams, was to become one day the owner of a white mouse circus. Now the boy is expressing his dream. One day he wanted to become the owner of white mouse circus. That is why he was giving training to his mice with lot of interest. I would have a small stage with red curtains in front of it. Then he thought to himself that when he will be the owner of white mouse circus, he would have a small stage with red curtains in front of it. And when the curtains were drawn apart, the audience would see my world famous performance. Performing mice walking on tight ropes. And then he thought that one day when he will be having his own white mouse circus, and when the curtains will be drawn apart, the people will see the famous performance of his mice walking on tight ropes, swinging from trapezes. Trapezes means a horizontal bar supporting by two ropes. Horizontal bar like this, a bar supporting by two ropes. This is trapezes. People, those who perform in the circus, they just hold this horizontal bar and do many kinds of somersault or other activities. Turning somersaults in the air. Turning somersault. Somersault means molding their body in different shapes. Kalabaji karna. Bouncing on trampolines. Trampolines is a strong fabric sheet connected by springs to a frame. If you have gone to the city mall, you might have seen there a trampoline. It is round in shape, and children just come and bounce in that. They just jump in that. That is trampoline. And all the rest of it, all this was his imagination. He was imagining that one day when he would be the owner of White Mouse Circus, he will have all these things in his circus, in his performance. I would have white mice riding on white rats, and the rats would gallop furiously round and round the stage. He is imagining that he will have the white mice riding on white rats. Rats are actually bigger than mouse. and I was beginning to picture myself traveling first class all over the globe with my famous white mouse circus and performing before all the crowned heads of Europe. And finally, he is imagining that the one day he will be traveling in first class all over the globe, all over the world. He will go with his white mouse circus and he will show the performance before all the crowned heads of Europe, before all the higher authorities in the public. He will to the royal people of Europe, he will be showing his performance. I hope you understood this chapter. It was quite interesting chapter, and dear children, if you will read it twice, thrice, 4 times, 5 times, surely you will understand it in a proper manner and go through the word meanings of all the difficult words and learn the spellings of those words. Thank you.